Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for mid-January 2023. We're going to jump right in here, Virgo, and see what is going on for you. You have this luck and money card, love it, and this key that says lock, unlock on it. I feel like you could be unlocking some new ways to make money, of course. That's pretty obvious. And I feel, I think this is true for everyone, really, but you have the Ten of Wands here. And I feel the Ten of Wands is saying there's probably like more efficient ways. There are definitely more efficient ways that you could be making money or doing the things that you do. The Seven of Swords, of course, can represent lying, cheating, stealing, but that's not really the only thing that it represents. It represents doing things tactically. He is stealing these swords from an army that's in the background so that the swords can't be used against him in battle the next day. So he's like going to war, but he's not clashing with them head on, right? He's going to war in a different way. And so what it basically says is that there are probably ways in work or business where you are not looking at that could be very, very beneficial for you. So it's like there are probably things that could be more efficient in work or business, or there are probably things that that you could double down on that could make you more money, or whatever the case may be. Again, without knowing exactly what you do, I can't tell you obviously what those things are. I would educate yourself, learn as much as you can about what you do, and you'll probably discover a way. You could also look at your competition as well. I always say don't compare yourself to your competition, but there might be things that your competition does that you don't do, and it might be worth trying, right? So that's what I'd be looking at. You have the King of Wands, Page of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. Very interesting that you have the King of Wands over the Queen of Wands with the Ace of Cups in the middle. So if you're looking for love, you could be attracting a fire sign, or, I don't know. To me, these are like my two favorite divine counterparts, King and Queen of Wands. So it doesn't have to be a fire sign. It could just be a person who you're very passionate about, and they're very passionate about you as well. So I do feel this could have to do with like love coming in for you. It seems a little bit, you end with this card, by the way, that says the Hand of Fate, and it says forces beyond your control intervene. So I feel like your love life has maybe kind of like felt a little bit outside of your control, or maybe you feel like you haven't had as much control over your love life as you wish you could, or think that you should, or whatever the case may be. I think that's about to change, is basically what this reading is saying. It's like the universe is, if it's love, is bringing you someone who you are very passionate about. You have the Page of Swords here. So again, the key, you have that key card to the Seven of Swords is going to be education. Page of Swords is about being curious and just kind of like looking for new ways of doing things. I also do feel that someone could have their eye on you. I would definitely be careful of someone from the past. I mean, Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups. If you have a person who was confused in the past, I feel like they're still just as confused. And I also feel like there's like a new person that you're not going to want to miss out on here, Virgo, that could be much, much better if you are looking for love. But it hasn't been easy. Again, I almost feel like this is you. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. And I feel this is your person, the Queen of Wands. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. That's just how they're showing up in the reading. And I feel like this is what you've been experiencing. A lot of burdens, a lot of thinking that you're moving forward, but not actually moving forward, a lot of that stuff. I kind of feel like you are releasing burdens at this time with this Ten of Wands energy as well. So I do feel there's a lot of like success coming in for you here. So let's see where this is going for you, Virgo. With the King of Wands, you have the Eight of Wands, quick success. Could be communication coming in from a person. So if you're looking for love, you could just start communicating with them. I kind of feel like you could meet this person through social opportunity. If you're not looking for love, even if you are, I feel like things are speeding up. It's like, obviously, in the middle of the month here, Mars is going direct. Depending on when you're watching this video, it's already direct, probably, depending on when you're watching it, like I said. But what I would say is I feel like things are speeding up. Maybe you're just noticing that your efforts are being rewarded faster, or you're seeing faster results in like work and business. And again, I kind of think that's due to Mars. With the Page of Swords, you have the Two of Cups. Perfect match coming in for you. So if there's love coming in, you could have your eye on a person, by the way, or they could have their eye on you. Page of Swords like spying. So either you have your eye on a person, they have an eye on you, something like that. I don't know. But definitely could be someone who is already in your energy field. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Chariot. Some victories coming in for you. I also feel This could say there's like a person coming in from a distance, but other than that, I feel like there's just a victory. It's also a card of your willpower. I always say that the Chariot says, where there's a will, there's a way. So if you want to accomplish something, guess what? If you are tactical, you can probably make things easier than this Ten of Wands, which is like burdens, things being hard. It's hard to move forward with the Ten of Wands. So I would really be taking a long, hard look at your work, your business, your career. Even if you're retired, you're probably still working on things, or you're probably still doing things during the day. It's like, are there more efficient ways to do things? Are there different ways to do things? It'll just make your life easier, is what this is saying. You have this eagle spirit. It says spirit has your back. So I feel like you are being guided, of course, at this time. I also feel that there are like some surprises coming in for you. And again, I'm not trying to be mysterious here. I don't even think it's not like you don't expect some surprises either. I feel that you're more just, maybe you are kind of feeling this like a little bit of excitement or anticipation energy. And I would embrace that because, again, I kind of feel that things are changing for you, but maybe you just don't realize how big these changes are. It feels a little unexpected to me in a good way. You have the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. Again, I would be careful of anyone who is a liar, cheater, stealer in relationships. I would definitely let that go. But I also feel this is saying it's time to change your approach to pretty much anything that you're doing in your life, whether it's love, business, or otherwise. I'm pretty sure one of your more recent readings, I was talking about how it's like time to change your story, Virgo. And, I kind of feel this is like the first step is doing things differently. Obviously, if you do that, then you're changing your story. You do have the Ace of Cups here. I feel you have a lot of love to give, but I also feel like you want to feel this feeling. It's kind of interesting because it's not like popping into my head as, like, I'm not getting the typical Ace of Cups type of stuff here, right? On this Ace of Cups, it's more kind of popping into my head as something that you desire to feel, kind of desiring to feel fulfillment, kind of desiring to know that you're putting your energy into things that are returning their energy to you, all that other good stuff. And, the thing is, I actually feel like you're finding it. So I do feel like things are improving. I feel things are going to get better. I would also say practice this energy. Just be in the energy, even if you don't have something that you want. Could be love, but it doesn't have to be. Could be money. Maybe you want money to fulfill you or whatever. I would just start practicing it because I feel like if you soak in the energy, you're going to attract it. You have the Knight of Cups here as well. Definitely could be a knight in shining armor coming in for you. I feel like this person, is busy. Number one, I feel like it's exactly someone that you have pictured as well, but there's a choice to be made, is kind of how it's popping into my head. I'm wondering if, like, some of you could still be attached to a past person. That could be where the confusion is coming from. I feel like this person would be a good choice. Also with that Two of Pentacles as well, it could say that there's like some sort of change in your life that would have to be made for you to be with this new person that I see coming in here. I don't think they're coming in this month, by the way. I feel this is like in the future. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is regrets in love. Normally it represents regrets. It's also a card of crying over spilt wine or spilt milk. Take it how it resonates. And I feel like some of you could be kind of like crying over a loss, and it's time to like turn around and see what you do have. I always say if he turns around on the Five of Cups, he sees a bridge that leads to a castle. And, again, it's like you could be ignoring something that's right in front of you here, especially in love for some of you. I'd say if you're grieving the past, I'm not suggesting that you don't take time to heal and all that other good stuff. Of course not. But what I am saying is that you could be missing out on something that's going to be really good for you. So don't. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card of having a skill. Normally on a traditional Nine of Pentacles, she has grapes behind her. Grapes in the tarot represent something that requires a lot of skill, a lot of, difficulty and challenge. Even in the real world, not in tarot. Grapes require very specific conditions to grow good grapes, right? So I feel for a lot of you, it's like saying you have the talents, gifts, skills, and abilities to create a lot of quality experiences in your life. This is a card of gratitude and luxuries, but it's a card of being able to create luxurious experiences in your life. So I feel like you need to tap into your kind of like your true superpowers, whatever those are for you, And if you don't know what they are, I would figure it out. We all have things that make us special, I'm sure. So maybe your mom never told you that, but here I am. I'm your mom now, right? I will be telling you that you are special, Virgo. And I feel like you have hidden talents, gifts, skills, and abilities that could make you very successful. So I feel like you need to use those skills, right? With the Knight of Cups, you have the Moon. Could be a Pisces for some of you. You do have a lot of water here. Could be another Virgo. Could be a Cancer. Could be a fire sign coming in for you as well. Could be any sign, general reading. So it could be any sign that's coming in for you. A little bit of a mystery. I feel like this person is very mysterious. That could be something that attracts you to this person as well. And it could make you kind of tell yourself some stories in your head. So again, if you're attracting a new person that you don't know much about, no stories in your head until you find out, right? Get the information from the source, right? So no telling yourself these crazy stories. The other thing about the moon is that the moon, to me, says that you're about to accomplish something, but you just don't know how. You know, the moon is a card of mysteries, but the moon doesn't say stop. The moon has a path straight down the middle to some mountains. It says keep going until you accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. Do not give up, basically. Next, you have this card that says don't let people suck the air out of your spirit. This has been coming up for you. Not this card, but something very similar where kind of like strikes me that maybe there have been past experiences where you've been criticized or something happened and you're afraid of judgments. I feel like you need to move past this energy basically because it could be holding you back a little bit, even if it's just a little bit, right? You have the silence card. It says moving in silence while you continue to build. Silence is the best way to increase your personal power. So I wouldn't share too much about your ideas at this time. But again, it kind of reminds me, I always tell a story as well, like this channel, I was stuck at like 35, 40,000 for like years. And other readers were outgrowing me very quickly. And I was like, what the hell am I doing wrong? But you know what? One thing that I changed that's super interesting is I just started, when people asked me what I did, I just started saying I read tarot on YouTube. I stopped, like, it's not that I was like hiding from it before that, but I wasn't really telling people what I did, right? But it's almost like I just became it because I started saying that I did it. And I kind of feel that for you, where it's like maybe there's something that you do in your life that you want to become. And I'm not saying that you're embarrassed or anything like that. I wasn't really embarrassed. I just didn't want to explain it. I really don't know why I didn't share it, but who the hell knows? But what I would say here is it's like, I think you can just become something. And I also feel like you need to not allow criticism to get to you. You have the Queen of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Definitely a great time for being bold, for being assertive, for really going for what you want in your life. So if there's something that you want to bring success in for you, if there's something that you want to charge towards, I would move towards it. Again, I feel like you're very attractive at this time. This is my card of like seduction. So, and it doesn't matter what gender you are. I'd be putting yourself out there with this energy. I feel like you could be attracting people, or you could just be finding that people are kind of like paying more attention to you. And so again, if you want love, I would put yourself out there. You also have the Seven of Cups. I do feel there's like a need to focus. I'm really getting stories though on this card. That's not really necessarily what this card represents. It kind of does. But what I would say is I would be very, very careful of the stories that you make up. We all do this, but I feel like it's more saying like, find out, if you're thinking about a business, find out actually how it's going to go. Don't just like be like, oh, it's not going to work because of X, Y, Z, right? I don't really have any good examples for you other than like, I just don't have any good examples, right? It's like, but it's like I've worked on other businesses that I have even to this day where it's like, the best example I could give you is that I like would have logos designed. I don't know. I have a weird eye for design. And it's like usually what I think looks good doesn't look good to other people. And usually the things that I think don't look good that are too simple are like way more successful than things that look good to me, right? And so I kind of, for whatever reason that's popping into my head, I feel like it's just like saying no assumptions, right? Don't assume that things are going to work out a certain way. Don't assume that people aren't going to receive your information in the wrong way or whatever, right? I really feel this is saying like stop creating stories and just like put things out into the world and see what happens, right? Don't be afraid to make mistakes, basically. You have the Two of Swords here. I feel like the Two of Swords is talking about a difficult decision, and maybe no decision is the right decision. I really feel this is asking you to trust your intuition as well. She has this blindfold on, and sometimes, not always, and it is a legitimate meaning for the Two of Swords, intuition, but I just personally don't read it that way. But what I would say is I am feeling intuition. I feel like you need to trust your intuition. It's trying to guide you. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Hierophant. Could be a Taurus coming in for some of you, or that you could be dealing with. Hierophant is also a card of marriage, so I feel like some of you, maybe you don't want to get married, but maybe you just want a commitment or something like that. I also feel like some of you, there's like some sort of difference. We were talking about this earlier. I keep getting it right here with the Two of Pentacles. You also have the Two of Swords, so, I kind of feel this energy that there's something different here, and it's causing you to pause. I feel like this is with a person, by the way, where it's like maybe you're meeting a new person. There's some sort of difference here. It could be a difference in religion, maybe location, maybe they have certain beliefs, or maybe to enter into this person's life, you'd have to give something up as well. And it's like not in a bad way, it's not what I'm saying. It's like maybe this person's super busy and there's no reason for you to have a career, for example. So maybe this person wants someone to be a mother to their children, right? Some people get offended by that, but I'm like, okay, like whatever. I have no advice for you if you believe that. And again, I'm not even saying you have to do that. I'm just giving you an example here. It's like you might have a person like that. Maybe you have to give up your career. And I'm not suggesting that you do that. I'm just saying if this person becomes part of your dream reality, and it's like maybe that's what makes sense, right? So it's like trying to make the decision here, trying to kind of make those two things make sense. I hope it probably makes 0 sense to you what I just said, but there you go. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Queen of Wands again. I would really move towards exactly what you want. Again, I wouldn't overcomplicate things. I feel with that Seven of Cups, I get an overcomplication energy. I think we all do this. We are all guilty of doing this, where it's like we kind of project into the future and we think, oh, if I'm going to build this business, it has to work X, Y, and Z way. If I get into this relationship, it has to go A, B, C, right? But it doesn't. Things always go like this. They're like A, Z, D, F, G, K, L, L again, all over the place, right? So it's like things rarely go exactly how we want them to. I think the more willing that you are to embrace the spontaneous energy, just being spontaneous in life, the better for you. With the Two of Swords, you have the Lovers. Are you kidding me? Definitely like a new type of love coming in for you. So probably a new person. Definitely a new person, I should say, but probably just a new type of love. That could also be why you're questioning this, because I feel it's like something you've never experienced before. If you don't want love, and even if you do, both of these cards kind of represent being at a crossroads. She, on a traditional Two of Swords, she has a new island behind her, and it represents like some sort of obstacle or kind of like something that she has to overcome. But it's not the new island is not a bad obstacle. And people always say, Chris, how can there be such a thing as a not a bad obstacle? I'm like, well, you obviously haven't lived very much life, because life is full of obstacles. That's the whole point of life, is overcoming obstacles. People who overcome obstacles become more successful. So, that's life. I hate to tell you that, but actually I don't. So there you go. But I feel like this Lovers is saying there's like something new, a new direction. Maybe it's not easy, but again, I'm not going to lie to people. Like, I personally believe that we are entering into a time that requires elbow grease. And I always get these comments from people that are like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, there are people who are just going to steamroll you, right? That's how it is, right? And this is Steve talking, right? Steve is my mean, tough love with Chris alter ego. And what I would say is that you just have to get over it, right? The people who get over it are going to be very successful. There are going to be a lot of like faded events happening for those people because they are working with the energy. So I would work with the energy at this time. I do feel like the universe is kind of like offering you a helping hand here. This card says, forces are beyond your control. What does it say? I can't even read it. Sorry. I probably need glasses. I shouldn't say desperately, but it says forces beyond your control intervene. So I feel like the universe is helping you at this time. You have the Two of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Hermit. You showing up here. This is your energy. This puts you in a position of power and strength when you show up as yourself. So I do feel there's like a lot of success and growth coming in for you with the Hermit. And, I just feel like you're kind of showing up in a strong position. The Page of Cups could be like new love coming in for you. Definitely like an admirer. And again, this reading's been a lot about love. So if you want it, there it is. If you don't want love, the Page of Cups, I say you have to grab onto that fish on the Page of Cups. That fish represents something in your imagination, something that you want to create here on Earth. Seven of Cups, literally, he's imagining something that he wants to bring down to Earth, right? So you need to get to work. Two of Pentacles is hard work, but if you put in the work, you are going to be very, very successful. So, I would definitely put in the work. Let's see. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Time to get moving, right? It's like, I feel like you have new ideas. Some of you, even in business, I'm pretty sure I've said this to you before. I keep getting repeat messages for you, Virgo, but something you're clearly working on. It's like you could be, it's not like you're totally changing your business, but I feel like you could be taking it in a new direction if you have a business, or even in your career, you could be thinking about a new direction. Definitely would be a good idea for you, I feel. With the Page of Cups, you have the Sun. This person is going to make you very happy. If this is love, there's a lot of happiness coming in for you here. If it's not love, this is your dream. Even if it is love, again, I always say that. And it's like, it could be, you can have both. It doesn't have to just be love or a dream. So I feel like whatever your dream life or whatever change you're making it's kind of like you're entering into, I almost feel like saying you're entering into a sun period where it's like the sun is coming up. You literally have the moon and then you go to the sun. With the Hermit, you have the Eight of Pentacles, hard work. Eight of Pentacles is focused work, really, and it is a card of material success on the horizon. So I kind of feel like you're just getting paid for, it's like you're seeing results for the work that you have been doing all along. And that's that. We're going to pull 5 main themes now here, Virgo. So let's see. For your first theme, you have this organization card, of course. So, I mean, you're a Virgo. You're probably pretty organized. And, there you go. With the next, you have this independence card. So I do feel like you're very focused on your own independence and being independent. 9 of Pentacles, right? And so, don't be afraid to try out your own new ideas or, any new plans that you have. You have this detachment card. I do feel it is one of those times where we kind of have to detach from outcomes, but it's not even that. I think we can, Pluto and Aquarius, we can have the big, the big dream, wish, or goal. Even Neptune and Pisces, I always say we should be dreaming big and then we should multiply it by 1,000 and we can work towards those big goals. But I think we need to detach from how we accomplish those goals because it's probably not going to happen how we think it's going to happen. As long as we're flexible, spontaneous, willing to take advantage of new opportunities, new things that show up, new technologies, new whatever. As long as we do that, we will be very, very successful. You have the patience card. I feel like you've been very patient. So, that card kind of reminds me of the 9 of Pentacles as well. Could be a lot of abundance coming in for you. You also have this resourcefulness card. So again, I think this is true for everyone. I think we all need to be very resourceful at this time, tap into our talents, gifts, skills, and abilities to be more successful. But this looks really good here, Virgo. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.